My sister had always believed that every family had secrets. She also believed she was the person who deserved to uncover them. For years, I had tolerated her questions because they were usually disguised as concern. Doesn't Emma look more like you than Daniel? Are you sure she has Daniel's eyes? I laughed them off. Emma was my daughter. Daniel was her father. There had never been a reason for me to question something so ordinary. Then my sister became interested in Emma's hair. I noticed it one afternoon when she picked a strand from the back of Emma's sweater. She smiled when I asked what she was doing. Nothing. Just helping. I thought nothing of it. That was my mistake. 3 weeks later, she invited us to dinner at our parents' house. Everyone was there. My parents, my husband, our daughter, my sister. The atmosphere seemed normal until dessert. My sister stood and placed a white envelope beside Daniel's plate. She looked at him with an expression I knew immediately. Pity. You deserve the truth, she said. Daniel stared at the envelope. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. My sister glanced at me. I didn't want you to hear it from someone else. Daniel opened the envelope. No one spoke. He read the first page. Then the second. His face changed. Not dramatically. There was no shouting. No slammed table. No accusation. Just a slow disappearance of the smile he had been wearing a moment earlier. My sister seemed almost satisfied. Then Daniel looked up. He didn't look at me. He looked at her. How did you get the sample? Her smile vanished. What? Emma's sample, he said quietly. How did you get it? My sister hesitated. It was just hair. That wasn't my question. My mother shifted uncomfortably in her chair. My sister finally admitted she had taken the hair from Emma's sweater. Daniel placed the report on the table. You sent our daughter's DNA somewhere without asking either of her parents? I was trying to protect you. No, he said. You were trying to prove something. The room became completely silent. My sister looked at me. I knew something wasn't right. I finally found my voice. You didn't know anything. She started talking quickly. The resemblance. The timing. Something she had supposedly noticed years ago. A suspicion she had carried until it became, in her mind, a fact. Daniel lifted the report. You don't even understand what you're holding. She stopped. He tapped the second page. The laboratory couldn't establish the conclusion you wanted from this sample. The material was insufficient for a definitive determination. My sister stared at him. What? It isn't proof of anything. Her face drained. She had built the entire evening around a conclusion that the report never actually supported. But Daniel wasn't finished. He folded the report and placed it back inside the envelope. You know what bothers me most? My sister said nothing. You didn't trust your sister enough to ask her. His voice remained calm. You didn't trust me enough to speak to me. He looked toward Emma, who was sitting beside my mother and had no idea why the adults had suddenly become so quiet. And you didn't care enough about a child to consider what this could do to her. My sister's eyes filled with tears. I thought I was helping. Daniel shook his head. Then help now. She looked confused. Stop. One word. That was all. Stop investigating people you claim to love. Stop turning suspicion into evidence. And stop bringing private family matters into public rooms because you want to be the person holding the envelope. My sister began to cry. For once, nobody rushed to comfort her. Not because we wanted her to suffer. Because everyone was finally letting the consequences belong to the person who had created them. Daniel turned to me. I should have known she would do something like this. I looked at him. You couldn't have known. He reached across the table and took my hand. There was no grand declaration, no dramatic promise, just his fingers closing around mine. Later that night, after everyone had left, my sister called. She apologized. I believed she was sorry. I also knew that being sorry didn't restore trust. I told her that forgiveness might come eventually, but access to my daughter was something she would have to earn back. There was a long silence. Then she said, I understand. For the first time in years, I believed her.
The envelope remained on our kitchen counter for several days.
Eventually, Daniel threw it away. Not because the truth had frightened him. Because there had never been a real accusation inside it. Only suspicion, wrapped in paper, delivered with confidence. And sometimes that is enough to damage a family, but it does not have to be enough to destroy one.